Hello again guys, welcome to another Apricorn tutorial. Thank you so much for all the views on the last video, but I didn't really think that a video that I threw together in a morning with a sore throat was quite deserving of 1,000 views, so I thought I would remake it into this one. But today, me and my tree friend here are going to show you how to turn your Apricorn trees from this into all of these examples. So I've got 5 different designs for you today, ranging from the easiest here to quite time consuming and tedious, but definitely still possible if this is something that you think looks cool. As a quick disclaimer, if you watched my last video, this is building on a lot of what I said there. I've definitely learned a lot in the past few weeks. Another disclaimer, all of these are 4 tall. For me, this is just the most efficient way to grow them, and also it's the easiest heights to harvest them. All you need is just some well-placed slabs, and you can get all the ones that are stuck on the top leaf if I don't jump into the apricorn. There we go. And also sometimes they get stuck like this. And yeah, you can grab them all the way around if you put slabs around these or in front of any of these. A final disclaimer for this video, you notice my apricorns grow instantly. This is just a Minecraft setting I've turned on in this creative world. This is the default game rule for random tick speed. In this world I've turned it up by 1,000, so everything grows quickly. You definitely want to use bone meal or you'll be waiting a long time for some of these trees to grow. With all that said, let's get into the first design. So for this design, we're actually going to return to the vanilla apricorn tree. If we count the apricorns, you don't have to count, just trust me, there is 8. But if I simply grow a tree in the same place, so I just take out these bottom 2 logs, put a sapling, whack some bone meal on there, all of a sudden you see, well, that's way more than 8. And they actually just grow over the top. It's like growing multiple trees in one spot. So if I do this a few more times, and just a quick reminder that they do not grow this quickly in survival and you should use bone meal. You can see we've got a perfect full layer of apricorns, looking quite similar to this one. The only thing is the bottom 2 layers, right? And again, this is quite simple. All we do is we build the same tree, but 2 blocks lower. So the sapling is 2 blocks lower than it was before, building the whole tree 2 blocks lower than it was before. Also, I think this ring helps in terms of bone meal. For me, when I just tried with a 2 deep hole and a sapling in, it seems to require more bone meal, as well as be harder to access. So I definitely recommend breaking that little ring of blocks. Then we rinse and repeat. Oh, I got stuck. Oh well, they'll go back. You can do the exact same thing, but 2 blocks lower down. And there we go. We have the 4 high, 3 from my first example here. Like I said, slabs all around the side to help you grab these top ones, especially if they get stuck on top of here. But you could also just place these leaves in to make sure nothing gets stuck. This is just how the tree grew. Another thing with building this tree is it is definitely easier to do the top than the bottom, like I did. The other way around is much more painful. And another thing that applies to all of these is as soon as there are no logs, you can say goodbye to all of your hard work for any of these, and trust me, it will be hard work later on. So moving on to the second design here, you can see this is simply a lot more compact than the whole tree. It does have a lot less apricorns, but also it allows you to give it a bit of design. All of these, you can have a bit of style. I'm really not an amazing builder, but here is a design I put together in survival. So this is using the 1 apricorn on either side technique. I've got some of these really cool apricorn trapdoors on the Shroomlights, and this will all be pods all in the future. And this was all built on the Cobblemon Purple server, part of the Roanoke network. They are a no pay-to-win Cobblemon server. The network is almost a year old, but this server started just a few days ago, and yeah, it's been really refreshing to play on a server with staff and players that care and are so friendly and great. So there's a link to their Discord in the description if you're interested in joining. Anyways, back to the tutorial. All we need to get the second example from our tree that we did for example 1 is we need these log blocks. Again, these make sure the leaves don't despawn, and then we can just simply cut off the rest of the tree, break all of the tree logs, say goodbye to all the other apricorns, and fill in the hole as well. And yeah, you can also get rid of these side ones if you want to maybe do the trapdoor thing on the side or any other design, or you can keep them there. Now, for example 3, I've coloured this one yellow because it's a little bit more difficult, but this is how we get the apricorns on both sides of the same leaf, which, believe it or not, is actually simpler than these later ones, which I'll show you after. And it's to do with growing the tree over the top of this one so that the apricorns will kind of land on the other side. Also, I'm not sure if I said before, but it's totally viable to do all of these trees with many different colours. All you would have to do is, when I was regrowing all the seeds before, just swap them out, alternate colours, and you'll get much more colourful trees. So growing these back to back requires a little more thought. So let's just go to this other tree to try and map this out a bit. Right, so obviously we know the log is in the middle here. And then there's always 2 leaves. Let me draw this with the leaves. There's always 2 leaves, and then the apricorn. So if we try and do this over here, so quickly get a seed. The apricorn's going to be here, leaf, leaf, and then the sapling is going to be here. And you can see already that it's grown in the place that we want. You'll notice that there's also apricorns growing not all the rest of the tree, and really we only want them on this wall. What I like to do here is actually just block this all off, so fill it in. I guess you can leave the ones that if some already grew, but and then you can just repeat the process. So and it fills up much faster. Now we do the same thing as before, grow the tree 2 further down to fill out these layers, and also I'll preemptively build this barrier. And get a little tunnel going. Also, sometimes you can kind of see them through the leaf. See, they've already grown there, instead of having to walk all the way around. But only like 5 seconds to walk around. And there you go. Then we just get rid of the tree. Make sure to not break any of these, but break all of the connecting leaves, break all of the old logs. And there's your double-sided wall. Hopefully you've been following along so far. Hopefully it's kind of made sense. Now these last 2 are a lot more tedious, but here goes nothing. So we'll start with this one. These are both the same level of difficulty, and I'll show you why quickly. So I just made a quick wall to show this. So imagine we wanted to do the same thing as here, right? We wanted to count out log, leaf, leaf, apricorn, right? So let's do that over here. So we're going to want a leaf here to get this design. We're going to want a leaf here. So it's going to be apricorn, leaf, leaf, log. Now that's an issue because we can't put a log here. There's an apricorn here. But we know that these trees grow with 3 columns. So what if I tried to make the tree so that it filled this space, or since I'm doing the top first, so that it tried to fill this space. So that would be Apricorn, leaf, leaf, and I would put the log here. And let me grow that a few more times. I should have blocked off the rest of this, by the way, but and yeah, so you'll see if I just get rid of this one, because these will all be leaves as well. In fact, I can just cut off the rest of this tree. And we kind of done it for here, right? And we could do the same thing to lower, and we can get this column. Now the issue is this column. The issue with the design is that you have to go column by column. If you've got a full wall already built, then that middle column and the right column of the white ones will just get in the way. So you need to start with the white column, then the red column like we just did. Now, then this middle white column, which is already there. And then we need to go around and do the middle column on the red side. But to do that, we'll actually need to fully delete that right white wall. Ooh, that rhymes. That we already just built. So we want Apricorn here, leaf, leaf, and the log has to be here, right? So and there we go. Maybe this wool block demonstration will be a better way of explaining it. So like we just did, we grow the 3 white wall. We can grow, if we put the sapling there, we can grow some red ones, and we can just delete these 2. And now to get the rest of these red ones, we simply delete this one, right? We put down the red sapling and we grow 3 here. We can just get rid of this one. And then to get this last white one, we put the white sapling, I don't have white, but pretend that's white, and then it will grow here, here, here. And then we delete those 2, and you've got your wall. You can do this as long as you want, by the way. I'll just use a yellow. And that's how we can get a double back-to-back. Now, for this final difficult design, there's a similar problem, as you might have picked up. So let me come back to this wall. I'll get rid of this. And let's do the same thing. So we're going to have right apricorn, leaf, leaf, and the log has to go here. Well, that's also a problem, like before, because we can't break this leaf, or we break what we've already got here. So it's a similar thing. You have to do a column, then another column on this side, then another column there, then another column there. So let's grow it like before. Put the sapling here. Until we're happy with this column. So don't forget we want the gap in the middle, and then this is the column we're going for here. Don't forget to put these logs down, and then simply break off all of that tree. Again, it's the exact same thing for the bottom layer, but I'll skip it for now to save time. Now to get this middle one, we can't put the log here or here because there's blocks in the way, so we have to delete one again. So delete this one, put the sapling down. And then we have the rest of this side. Again, you would do that for the bottom. And we can just delete all of this tree again. And then you do the same on this side, and you can do this as long as you want, by the way. You notice this one has made an extra one on the side. You could do all of these upwards as far as you want, as long as there's logs on the side. Lengthways, as long as you want, as long as there are logs on top. The maximum distance the leaves can be is 6. So I hope this was vaguely useful. It's quite a hard thing to show. I hope I got the points across. I guess leave a comment if anything was unclear, or you would like to see a video on something else, not Apricorn related, or Apricorn related, whatever. Yeah, thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.